Yo folks, and welcome to the channel. My name is Bork. In today's video, we'll be talking about the Solana NFT trends or the Solana NFT timelines that we have gone through. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. First one's being is Solarians. They are the first Solana NFT project. In fact, they were also generative, which makes them insanely special, as in like each trait was like lovingly configured through a random generator. And they also had one of the first marketplaces. They were like the first leaderboard area. Essentially, as their website was growing, so was the project. And it really set the bar of being like, the first project in my opinion. Then we also had SMBs, of course. They were one of the other projects that also existed. Obviously, this is the #1 project on Solana. They have their own marketplace. They were one of the first NFTs with their own marketplace before everyone was just doing peer-to-peer trading. And then, of course, we have to talk about Degen Apes. They were one of the first as well. And they initially got listed on Solana and they went absolutely ballistic. They still sort of are, in my opinion. I would never sleep on the Degenerate Apes. These three were essentially the initial kings of Solana, SMB, Solarians, and Degen Apes. You could say they are still three of the biggest kings in the Solana ecosystem, NFT-wise. But then we also started jumping into stuff like Solsteads, right? And Solsteads really changed the game because they provided utility in their project with NFT galleries. Not to mention, they also had the fair price of 0.25 Sol for their mint. If you go into the directory right here and you just go into Baker Street or wherever, you can see that you have your little house and then you have the NFT galleries right here. See the person owns some Grims, they have some Boopies, they have like the donkey business, I guess. Definitely a diversified portfolio right here, but it was just really cool. You can actually link this to your Twitter profile. They're the first ones to really set the bar of being able to have utility with your NFT outside of it just being PFP or outside of it just being like an art project and so on and so forth. Next thing is Crypto Cubs, where the first project that actually provided royalties. They provided like a system that no other project did. In fact, Crypto Cubs is one of the first when it comes to a majority of things. Like they were one of the first projects to do mutations, but on other aspects, they are just a team that's always innovating regardless of their name, regardless of what they look like. They're definitely technology focused and they're always delivering something new in the NFT space. And I always give kudos to them because they're just pushing the boundaries as far as everything that you could do with NFTs in the Solana ecosystem. And of course, Meerkat Millionaires, they are the first 100% royalty project. In fact, I would say that they kickstarted the royalty sort of craze. Crypto Cubs was the first one to do it, but Meerkat Millionaires was the one that perfected it in my opinion. And they continue to do so. And I think they will be around for quite some time, if not forever, because these guys are diamond-handed and they have a long-term vision of what they essentially want to do for the longevity of this project. And the next thing is we started having derivatives. This was, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, it is what it is. But personally, I like one-of-one artists more than derivatives. If you're gonna buy derivatives, just buy it from one-of-one artists. Do I think these are good? At the end of the day, it's up to personal opinion. I like to own the original and that's the way I like to flow. And then when it comes to like these projects supporting the DAO, it's outside of the fact. All that matters is you own the original and the original is the one that stays, and you support your one-of-one artist because derivatives exist, but they will never hold a light to the original, to say the least, because they are just not the original and they are technically not a unique project in that right. Next thing is Boryuku Dragons. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but they are the ones who started the actual utility token craze. Now, of course, Crypto Cubs, they were the first one to introduce the eggplant token, but Boryuku Dragons actually started the craze where they had the 1100 or 1100 mint, and then they're gonna airdrop tokens and implement a breeding game. They're gonna have funds committed to LP. I think like the utility token is gonna go into a liquidity pool and have legendary dragons. They're gonna have dragon eggs, baby dragons come to life. Essentially, this is Kaiju Kings or Cyber Kongs of Solana in some ways. We'll see where this goes, but they started introducing things that got really crazy in my opinion. You have like Oogie, technically Oogie predates Boryuku Dragons, but Oogie was something that baby apes are doing, and this is actually doing insanely well, all things considered. Like Oogie was down here, and all of a sudden it is now bumped up to like a penny almost. It's just crazy just sort of watching like these projects go where they're going, because initially like these utility tokens don't have anything, any sort of usages, but over time they're definitely having something to do with them. What I find interesting about utility tokens is they don't have usages just yet, But in the near future, I'm sure there will be like marketplaces. There's going to be ways to burn the tokens and actually use them. But I think CryptoCubs has definitely one of the more thought out utility tokens, where most of the tokens releasing, they're just there to be a utility token in my opinion. But we'll see, you know, I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. And those are most of the trends that have been occurring as of yet. Next things being is exchange.art. They're introducing like the fine art sort of collections that you can see. They have photography, they have 3D art, they have algorithmic art. They have different aspects that a lot of NFTs just don't focus on initially. And I feel like this space has a lot of room to grow. Now, fine art projects, they require time to actually become, you know, massively adopted, because you actually need people who are hold and diamond hand projects. Solana doesn't actually have like diamond handed holders in my opinion, because majority of Solana folks are doing this for like high transactions, low fees. But I think it comes over time that, you know, photography and all these fine art projects listed on exchange.art will shine and have like their limelight, but over time, right? Next things being is of course Desolates right here. I think this is insane. They have their NFT gallery already available. And what's really cool is you can actually walk on the planets or NFTs that you hold. So it's loading this metaverse right now on Unity. And as you can see, you can actually walk around on the planet that you own and look at it. They actually have like galleries that you can sort of look at. I think this is amazing, and this is probably one of the next crazes that we'll see in the Solana ecosystem. I think this is one of the most bullish projects that I have seen. I cannot wait to see what happens with this one. But honestly, I'm getting huge FOMO because I don't have one. And it's insane that no one's really talking about it. I'm going to try my best to get a Desolates when they do have their public mint later on. Next project that I want to talk about, of course, is Frog Party right here. And the reason for that is because they have the utility token, they have the Frog Boys, right? And you can actually play their game right now if you want to. You can hit connect and it'll actually load into your character right here. There's going to be a little thing where you could do a speed run. It'll actually start a timer. And this is going to be like a contest where you can get achievements. And this is also that essentially you can have something to do before the actual NFT launches. They're going to be the project that actually provides utility, provides functionality before their NFT actually releases. In case you're wondering on more details, there's going to be actually NFT galleries available in Frog Party. There's going to be like a hotel room and you can actually configure your room in Frog Party, which is insane. They're going to have the lily pad tokens. They're going to have battle frogs where you can essentially bet your lily pad tokens and take lily pad tokens. And lily pad tokens will essentially unlock more battle frogs. Essentially, it's an ever-growing ecosystem that's going to be available in Frog Party. I'm so excited for this one to release, and I cannot believe how much utility this has. It hasn't even come out yet, right? And you can just play like this speedrun game until like the actual token comes out or the actual NFT releases. And the project that not a lot of people are talking about that I've heard is Portals right here. And as you can see, you can actually configure the room and change up the way your NFT looks. And I think that's insane. And you can couple it with the fact that you can actually have an NFT gallery in the room. So I think this is something that a lot of folks were actually looking for. You can see there's Waifu DAO, there's Oogies, there's Fennec Fox Federation, there's like Playgrounds_Soul, and then you have like the snakes, penguins. Like this is really cool. It's just amazing. Now, my only thing with this project is I don't see a lot of tweets. I don't see a lot of marketing, but maybe the team is focused on actually providing their deliverables before they actually release, right? But this project definitely on my radar. I feel like it might be the like new NFT trend where you can essentially configure your NFT space, your metaverse. Same thing with Frog Party. They plan to do the same thing. And Desolates, I mean, this thing works, and it's just so crazy that this is already available to holders, right? And then of course we have to talk about Aurora. This is probably the game-changing project. It's going to be an actual game. I can't wait for this one to release just because it has like the token, it has the funding from FTX, it has the funding from Alameda Research. There's so many things vested in this one. They have an actual dev team. You know, you could see the game working here. This is like some of the early alpha footage. and all of the NFT holders essentially have like a 3D rendering for their model. This is like some base gameplay mechanics that they had early on. There's new gameplay mechanics already available. They plan to introduce staking with their Ori token. The Ori token is going to be involved in a marketplace. There's just going to be so many things involved with this project. Like, yes, you have portals here, you can change up the room. Yes, Frog Party, you can walk around in the open like sort of metaverse. Desolates does like a similar thing, but Ori really plans to go above and beyond with those things. And I'm probably the most bullish on this one just because I know in the future it'll have the most amount of utility and the most actual usages in my opinion. But when it comes down to it, SMB is just going to be king because it's like the crypto punks of Solana. Say what you will. We'll see at the end of the day because you never know. DJ Napes could do something, or if we go into soul analysis right here, honestly, the number one like sort of throne, it can go to anyone at the end of the day because you never know what can happen in the NFT space. And then of course, Shadowy Supercoder, you know, another utility token sort of project. Same with Boryuku Dragons that we talked about earlier. I'm hearing Turtles might be doing something as well. And then if we look at like the actual floor prices for everything is sort of stagnant at the current time. There isn't anything pumping down, there isn't anything pumping up. The one that's catching my eye that's pumping up like crazy is Boryuku Dragons, of course. It is what it is at the end of the day. It's a very low supply project with diamond-handed holders. I think Shadowy Supercoder is doing really great regardless of whatever else is happening. But yeah, these are all the projects that I wanted to talk about, all the different Solana NFT trends or timelines that we have gone through just to round things out. Normal NFT projects, PFP, or just being an NFT in general, an actual utility with galleries and stuff. And initially with Crypto Cubs, it was the first royalty project, Meerkat Millionaires taking it to the next level, derivative projects going crazy, still sort of are. Now like the utility token craze with like Boryuku Dragons, Dollar Oogie, and all this stuff. Change art, I feel like they're just going to change up fine art projects. Desolates with the metaverse, Frog Party with their metaverse, Portals with their metaverse, and of course the ultimate gaming metaverse right now with Rory. And eventually maybe Star Atlas, but I feel like Aurora is going to be the one that's around the corner. But anyways, if you made it this far in today's video, consider subscribing, dropping a like, leaving a comment, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. Once we hit 3K subs, something special is going to be happening, so can't wait for that to happen. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one.